Okay, so what I just demonstrated in those two videos technically were a medicine ball explosive single leg box jump. And the other one was a one-legged lateral skip at high speed. And why was I doing those things aside from wanting to make an awesome video? Well, I do those things to improve my mind-body connection. And why do I do that at age 54? It's because coordination is what drops off the cliff when you get older. Ask anyone who's remotely near my age. And here's the problem, is when you are approaching 40 and you're active and fit, chances are, up until that point, you have been obsessed about hypertrophy, putting on muscle, and just pure strength gains. Pure strength gains. Never thinking about mobility, speed, flexibility, and especially not mind-body connection. There's a prevailing idea that when you get older, you can't recover those fast responses that you used to have. I believe that for sure. But that's not the case. What I've learned is you can train that, and you can actually improve that. To that, I actually noticed that when I turned 36, my reaction times got faster than they were before. How that's possible, I don't know. Things would fall out of the medicine cabinet, and I would grab them right before they hit the sink. And when that happened, I remember I was 36 when that happened. I'm like, I couldn't have done that when I was younger. But that set off a light bulb in my head, thinking, is it possible you can train that? And I've said about training that slowly over that time. And the stuff I demonstrate requires a tremendous amount of concentration to fire your muscles that fast, to throw a ball up while you're leaping off the ground with one kneeling position, landing on one leg, and then jumping and sticking the landing and not falling face forward over a bar and into a mirror in your home. And the same thing with the lateral jumps, lateral skips with one leg. The amount of concentration it takes to hit it at that speed and not twist your ankle and fall over. I don't think I need to explain how difficult that is. But I work on that because it is possible to train that. And going back to this narrative, and not even a narrative, it's the reality is when you're younger and under 40, you're like I said, you're active up until that point. You tend to just be focused solely on the deadlift, on the squat, on the bench press, but you lose so many things chasing those strength and muscle gains. And might add, a lot of those muscle gains are in fact fat, but nonetheless, these are the things we focus on and not realizing that at a certain point you have enough strength. You might need to eat a little bit less to cut that fat to actually look more lean, but you can take some of that time and work on things like mobility, flexibility, and then when you start to get that conquered, move to mind-body connection, coordination, explosive power generation, all of these things, because they make you a more functional human being. And that's what we should be going after. This idea of chasing after strength gains, of hypertrophy, and not realizing you're missing a lot of things that are actually going to help you as you age. The lateral jumps, skips. When you fall, typically you don't fall with 2 feet on the ground. You tend to fall and trip on one leg, and things like that help your response time in stopping that. And why do I say falls? Is because the number one problem, causes of injury and unfortunately death, are falls when you get older, much, much older. But you still need to work on these things when you're younger to set yourself up to be able to not have to shotgun and cram to learn how to do these things when it's already been too late. I'll share a lot more of these coordination exercises. What's funny is Andrew Huberman had done a recent episode on something very, very similar. And he talks about improving that mind-body connection, because you can improve it, like I just said. And one of the things he mentions in his list of things that you can train and improve over time is microsucks. And as he describes it, doing things that you'd rather not do, that give you pause, but that little bit of, instead of doing the things you love, like let's say you love doing the deadlift and love doing the back barbell squat, instead of just doing that, doing something that gives you pause. It's like, this sucks, I'd rather not do it. When I do those single leg medicine ball plyos, those are microsucks for me, because they require a tremendous amount of brain power to pull that off. I might make it seem kind of easy, and in fact the first rep kind of shows you what it takes to snap all these things together in your head, but it's a microsuck for me. Same thing with the lateral skips. So you can integrate these two things into one, because those microsucks, working on these things where it requires thought, where it requires intentionality, it's just going to make your mind work better and work better with your body. Thanks for watching, and I hope this helped.